Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to my Minecraft world. There's an ominous little introduction for you, courtesy of the in-game sound effects. This video is sort of intended to be a sequel to the first one I made about a month ago. If you haven't seen that one, I strongly suggest you don't watch it because it's really not worth your time. Not to say this one will be either, but what can I say? I'm doing my best. Anyway, you may recognize, those of you who have seen my previous video, this little hidey hole I've got. Hasn't changed much at all because it's really not of any relevance to me any longer. It's just headed toward daybreak here, so I figured we'd have a look at what I've been able to achieve in my world. The sun is just starting to rise. Still got the same wheat fields here, which are actually yielding some wheat for me, and of course seeds to plant new crops. Same little lake over there. There's my locator beacon still there. Nothing really remarkable over in this part of the planet. However, I've gotten a bit busy up into that desert section I've told you about earlier. And what have I been working on? Well, there it is. Yes, it's a big square out in the middle of nowhere, but I'm calling it a house. And I'm sure you like my quite uneven allocation of windows, at least along the front side. But you'll be pleased to know along the sides they're all very symmetrical and evenly spaced. Got a little bit of a front yard sort of idea going on here, but really nothing spectacular. Over here, as well as over on this side, I've allocated some dirt areas so I can be growing some trees, which obviously help me in all kinds of things, whether it's building or fuel or whatever I need. And this house was built almost entirely of trees which I intentionally farmed and whatnot, so not too bad. Over here, again, this is another artificial feature. You can probably tell because it's a perfect symmetrical rectangle, but it's a perpetual water source, and this comes in handy for a number of things, including, but certainly not limited to, obsidian farming, which means I have access to lava. Yes, you'll be seeing that in a minute. First, inside the house, if you couldn't tell from the allocation of the windows along the side there, it's a 4-story house. Overkill? You bet. Do I care? Not really. Every floor is the same dimensions and the same general layout. So, the ground floor where we enter slightly below surface, and I've got this cobblestone foundation, as you can see. A couple large chests, furnace, crafting table, of course torches to light everything up. Nothing really remarkable there. Heading up to the second floor. Same layout as I said. 2 chests and nothing else to speak of. Up to the third floor. Here's where I got a little creative. This for a while was actually the top level, so I had these doors out here because this center room was built first, and these used to be exterior walls, which is why I had the double doors here. Because this would be roof access, but as you can tell, I've since closed off that area, and I've made a complete third floor. Again, the same dimensions, but I've kept these walls up, I guess for a little bit extra peace of mind while I'm sleeping here. And initially I had planned to use iron doors here for a bit of extra security, hence the switches. But now there's really no need for them, so I kept the wood doors up. I like the double French door motif thing I've got going on here. And I have these 2 little spare rooms off to the side, which this one I don't use for anything. I really can't think of any use for it. And this one, a bit larger because that center room, my bedroom, is off-center, but as you can tell, nothing in this one either. However, it has a good purpose of getting me up to the 4th level, which you'll be surprised to see is exactly the same as the second floor, with the exception of this window, and again, completely empty. I probably went a little bit overboard on building the house, but I don't know. Eventually I'll probably fill it with chests of stuff that I accumulate. There's the whole house, aside from the corners. As you can see from the outside, the exterior walls are all oak planks, and then the floorboards are birch. They are birch slabs. They're not full blocks. The slabs are half the thickness of a full block, so it would be the first two planks you can see here. So that's why I've decided to do that. It saves you a little bit of space in terms of headroom, and personally I like the contrast between the oak walls and the birch floors. It's my own personal preference. Down here, I just recently added this, and actually you can see the implications of using the slabs rather than the full planks for the floors. It leaves a space there between the ground and the bottom of the floor. I just added this little feature. This is a little basement hideaway section, and I need this to be very secure, so I've used this iron door here, which of course you need a switch or some sort of pressure plate or button to activate, and then reinforced it just with this normal wood door. So down here, little basement hiding section, another furnace, another crafting table, and another chest with all of my very pricey stuff. So, diamond pickaxe and diamond, the obsidian I've been able to farm, spare compass, redstone, very important stuff there, gold, TNT, my first block of TNT that I've ever crafted. Those of you who saw my other video might remember that I briefly mentioned the other game that I had running months and months ago. I never got to the point of crafting TNT, nor did I ever get redstone, and I barely got obsidian before the thing crashed on me, so I've basically achieved more than I did previously, so that's not too bad. Iron ore, gold ore, some buckets. I have no idea why they are records in this game. I don't know if you can play them. I don't know if they're worth anything in terms of being useful, but there it is. I got it when I killed a creeper. It's quite odd. And the rest of this here, this is essentially intended for a worst case scenario where I have to survive from nothing. Let's say I've lost the whole house and I've just got this left. I've stocked this strategically with things that I'm going to need in order to get me going. So the iron ore, the wood, the coal, just enough coal to get the furnace running again so I can make charcoal, and all that good stuff. Over here, this is an emergency escape. So I dug this tunnel straight out here. It's not very far below the surface, but I go out here, climb the ladder, and I'm outside. Not far from the house, but it doesn't really need to be that far. And the oak trees I planted out there have sprouted very good. And it's made doubly secure because of that iron door that I had that you might have seen me open up. Because of course you can open up this wooden one very easily, but this iron one, obviously a lot stronger than the wood door, plus needs to be activated by this switch, and it cannot be activated from the outside. So yes, I can in theory lock myself out of my own house, at least through this entryway, but the wooden door that I have for my main door pretty much ensures that that can't happen. Now if I were to replace this with an iron one, and then yeah, that might be problematic. However, let's see what kind of supplies I've got. Yes, I've got some armor now, just an iron helmet, which I got from, I don't even know the proper name for it. It's the skeleton things that shoot arrows at you. Killed one of them and his helmet popped up, so I took it. Yeah, some reconstituted stone as my footpath. I thought that was a nice little addition. And over here, the other field that I mentioned for growing some trees. And you see these craters scattered about. Yes, some unfortunate encounters with creepers occurred. This one was a bit too close to my house for comfort, but as you can tell, there was no damage done. Here, the entrance to the mine shaft that I showed you in the previous video. That's the shaft we went through before. Really doesn't lead anywhere spectacular. I tunneled it out more and it goes into a cavern, but there's really nothing to be found in there. The real good stuff is down here. The shaft doesn't go any farther in terms of depth than it did before, but you hear that noise, and we heard that in the previous video. I wasn't sure if it was water or lava or a combination of both, and another little spooky rumble. As you can tell, I didn't have to go very far before I found something absolutely amazing. Yes, I added this planking, but have a look at this. We have a waterfall, actually 2 waterfalls merging into one, and then there's another one behind that. And then, as you can tell, I've extensively been down here. I still don't have a reliable way to get down and then back up again here. I haven't built any ladders. I probably should consider doing that. But, as you can see, all the cobblestone that I've put down, that was all in combination of me trying to get down and then back up again, plus filling in some lava pools. You can just see a little hint of a lava pool right there where the crosshair is, but this cavern has yielded some tremendous resources for me. That's where the gold and the redstone came from and all that kind of stuff. And it's a big network of tunnels and abandoned mine shafts with rail systems and everything. It's quite expansive. Problem is, once I go down, I can't really find my way out again, so I end up tunneling back up to the surface on top of a column of cobblestone or gravel or whatever I have at my disposal. So what ends up happening is once I reach the surface, I've already plugged up the hole that I created to get out. So this is the only way, the only reliable way I have in. And then, of course, I dug this little section out. There were some coal and iron deposits here, which of course I wanted to exploit. And then down in this area, this is essentially just another access route to the same place. This is a lot easier to navigate because I can walk down rather than having to climb down through various different apparatuses made on the fly of cobblestone and whatnot. But, yeah, I don't really feel like getting lost for the purposes of this video, so I'm just going to go back the way I came. If I could walk properly. Yeah. See, here's the problem. Everything looks the same down here, so unless you're really good at taking mental notes, which I usually am, so I'm a little concerned, it's pretty difficult to find your way back out, especially when you start to get deeper and you've got lava to deal with. Again, here we are. Experimented with using glass panes as a bit of fencing, because all of this obviously didn't exist. The natural platform ended right here with the stone, so I had to build out all of this. So I was thinking of using the glass as a bit of a safety rail, but it's really not necessary anymore. So I just left it there because I can't take it back anyway, so no real sense to destroy it. Coming back up, and I think it's gotten dark. Yes, it has. I'm on peaceful for the purposes of this video, so there's really no threat of anything bad happening to us. Unless we fall in a hole. Up top there, you see I've got another beacon. Actually, that was there in my previous video. I haven't been up there since I built that. Not really quite sure now why I built it, but there it is. Because I've gotten redstone, which means I've gotten a compass, I also have maps now. So those beacons really don't have any purpose anymore. They're a visual reference still, yes, but these maps really help me in terms of navigation. So the beacons are the last vestiges of the days before maps. Headed out this way, I've continued to explore the world, and I found some very interesting things out there, including a village which spawned on its own. And yes, this is a result of more creeper encounters. Should I bother repairing the land here? Not really. Considering there's not much land to begin with, it's all sand. But out here, looking for it, I've built another big beacon, which comes in handy when I'm on the water. Oh yeah, we're going to run into the spawning problems again, aren't we? Yeah. See, because I'm running the screen recorder software, the game's not used to running with that. So I'm locked at 30 FPS, but normally I'm much higher than that. So apparently the machine's got a little trouble trying to keep up with itself. I'm right in the vicinity of my beacon, but it's not spawning, which is a little strange. This is a cool opportunity, though, to have a look at what's underground. I'm not quite sure what the darker areas mean, but I assume those are some sorts of natural cavities or maybe certain types of mineral deposits or whatever. Not really that important at the moment. But this is a real problem. Alright, there's my boat, so my beacon is right here. There it is. You can see my beacon up there. The whole thing is not spawned. There's a larger top section to it where I could actually stand up there. And then I built this little boat slip, which I have no idea how someone does this, but I don't even touch the boat, and it starts to do all kinds of crazy things on its own. So let's put it back in here. There we go. So yeah, just a little boat slip up at the top, and you can see it's continuing to spawn as I ascend. Hopefully it spawns completely. There it is. This is still nowhere near the vertical limit, but I had limited resources at the time, so that's about as high as I could go. And yeah, as you can tell, I'm looking straight through the center of the earth because things are not spawning properly. Oh dear. But all the land over there seems to be okay, so I'm not going to worry. Actually, I recognize some of the caverns down there because, as I said, that mine network is quite expansive, and pretty sure some of those points of light might even be my own torches. That's pretty cool. So yeah, these beacons do allow you to get a little bit of a better view of the lay of the land when everything spawns, of course. So that's basically all they're useful for. As I said, the maps are the primary means of navigation now. I don't even really understand the point of a compass, to be honest, other than it's a component in making a map. Because once you've got the map, you have basically an unshakable visual reference in terms of where you are and where you're going, so the compass seems to be pretty useless, at least for my purposes. There's my beacon on my old house, and that was dumb, and that was a cactus. And yeah, the spawning issues continue. Honestly, I don't understand why I have these issues when I'm trying to record Minecraft, because I've got, oh yeah, great. Because I'm running a Dell XPS 8300 with the Intel i7 processor. It's a quad-core machine. I mean, you would think I wouldn't have any problems. Oh, there's a house, half of it anyway. But for whatever reason, Minecraft is quite intensive on memory, even on my machine, so it does have these issues from time to time, especially when I'm trying to record something. So yeah, trees there ready to be harvested. Not going to bore you with that. And back into my house. And everything is starting to run a bit strangely now. So, there we go. So because I seem to be hitting the memory limit on my machine for some reason, because things are starting to get a little bit weird in terms of how my character's reacting to my inputs, I guess I should probably end here. Although there is one other thing I did want to show you. I saw this very interesting tutorial video. I don't remember who made it, please forgive me. But it was on YouTube, and I'll at least put it in the tags. Not that you guys can see tags anymore, but over here, this little natural lake that I had next to my first house, I saw this really cool video about making glass houses. So I said, hey, let me give that a try. It's not very big, as you can probably tell, but it's a proof of concept that yes, it is possible. So, as you can see, there it is. If we dive down, you'll see it goes down a fair ways. It actually goes underneath the lake bed a little bit. we go down, and here I've got the ladders set up, so down here, just got a crafting table. I only used that during construction. I really don't have a use for this thing. It's just a proof of concept that I can do this. So in the future, if I want to make an underwater house or something like that, I suppose I can. The only problem I see is I can't really figure out any real way of closing off the entrance to the sky here. I mean, I understand that I could put up more glass around the top and just make it one block, make the entrance one block wide, but still I'd want to be able to close that off. I don't know if I could do that using a trapdoor, or if I have to build a little cupola on top and have a traditional door securing the entrance, and then I just back into this ladder area. But to be honest, I'm really not concerned about it. I don't use this for anything. I don't have anything stored down here, so like I said, it was a proof of concept. It works, and it's fairly useless. And I guess the only other thing that I've had to do is modify the terrain extensively here. If you look at my first video, you'll see that all of this was completely undeveloped. The house wasn't here. None of this was here. The land was very uneven and whatnot, so I've had to level it out significantly in order to build the house, and then subsequently the fields for the trees and the water source, and of course the fence and everything else. So now that I've probably rambled on for 20 minutes or so, and I haven't told you anything very useful, I guess I will stop here now. Yeah, my mind just slipped on me in terms of the glass house thing. So I figured I would show you that. It's just a proof of concept. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this little tour of my nonsensical misadventures into the world of Minecraft.